Yeah, different place today. This is the place that I went to where I had the other time I was here, there was a double rainbow on this end, and then there was, like, a tornado cloud way over here, and then there was, like, a thunderstorm over here. We were in the middle of 2 storms, so you can see them from each side of the city where we were at. That's why it looked crazy that night that I took that video. How long have you been sober for, Two Face Legs? I'm coming up on 9 years in July. How are you doing today, Hannah? And I barely made it here because low key I fell asleep. I fell asleep. Oh, I love to hear that. Thank you. Yeah, there's no sense of us dwelling in the hard times, especially when we went through crazy situations, because I think people like us who have struggled over things, we know that if anybody else is going to be able to pull through anything and make the best out of anything, it's us. You think of all the people you met in addiction, and they're some of the most intelligent, kind, caring, giving individuals you'll ever meet. And then so can you just imagine when they get sober, how much light they bring to this world? A lot of the world is very self-centered and one mind tracked, and one track mind. There you go. And that's my favorite thing about addicts is I love that people underestimate them because I know that it's only a matter of time before people prove them wrong. I'm glad they give you strength. That is the whole purpose, even if it's just for a moment or just for a day. Yeah, go ahead, DM me. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer for me to DM, but yesterday and today are my days that I do respond to my DMs. You guys are making me feel so great. Thank you. I just want people to be happy, man, and I just want people to not judge people. And I mean, like, yeah, the world's hard enough as it is. We don't need to make people feel like shit. We need to uplift people. Yes, yes, I love it, I love it, I love that. Loki, hey, Stevie, sometimes when I'm really struggling and I can't get out of my mind, because I go through what they call, like, writer blocks or whatever, where I just don't feel like much of what I have to say has any substance, I go back and I watch my own videos just to remember who the I am, and I hope that other people get the same strength from that. Hey, Ty, because I want people to remember who the you are, you know? You don't have to be like me, but embrace who you are and find something good, and if you can't find some itty bitty bitty tiny tiny good. Thank you, Ty. Yeah, it's really, really cool out here because you see it's like this, and then if you go over here, it's like there's like a storm over here. Oh, look at my vehicle. It's just there. And then the airplanes and stuff, they land over there. So they literally will fly right over me. And there's this thing that's like way over there in the distance. At night, it looks like a giant man. And it's silent out here. Like nobody comes out here. You don't really have to deal with anybody. People come out here and do like target practicing, I guess. But since I've been out here, nobody's been out here, so I just like to look at the sky, you know what I mean? Like, I just like the there's a huge jackrabbit over there. I will get lost in the world of nothing, and I don't know if it's just because, summer's hitting, and every time summer hits, I don't wanna do adult things. I don't wanna go to work, I don't wanna waste my time with stuff, I just wanna embrace and just enjoy the nothingness that the world has to offer because it's a lot of somethingness, you know? And it's just it's silent, but it's not. You know what's wicked is I uploaded one of those videos of me talking over at the river today, and I put it on Facebook, and Facebook flagged it and told me that some, um, I don't know, music person is gonna claim the money for that video. And I'm like, this is all my content. And I think it was because of the background noise, because it sounded like a recording of birds or something. So I'm guessing they probably think that it's theirs. Yeah, I get tired of adulting, and I'm so serious. If I had, like, say I had 10 friends, not that you guys aren't my friends, but 10 legitimate friends that would be like, "Yeah, you know what? Let's have a sale, let's sell everything, let's buy this land, and we're gonna put all of our brains together, and we're gonna create a community." For one, my dad's an electrician, so if we absolutely need electricity, he can do that. He also can build, like, anything, and plus I've built a lot of things. So I feel like the fact that I built a pergola makes me believe that I could build a house. Yeah, and we don't need cars. I mean, like, we'll get cars. We'll obviously have a car because logically, long distance just to make things convenient for us, yeah, let's get a car. But then we'll get horses, and horses can power all kinds of things that you can do growing in crops and you know what I mean? Just even hauling your wood or your trees to make log cabins. I mean, we don't really need to have all the spectacular things. Wait, did I see Yazzie in here? I did. Hey, Yazzie, welcome in. Hey, Eli, welcome in, you guys, to whatever episode podcast this is because I don't even remember anymore. It's like 5, I think, something like that. But we're outside today, so we're gonna enjoy the natural beauty of outside because I feel like I belong here. I didn't even wanna leave when I left when I was at the river earlier today. I didn't wanna leave the river. I didn't even actually take a full nature walk. I walked and I ended up at the river, and then I just sat down and I was like, "Man, I wish more people would just try and give nature a chance to help them ground themselves or just heal," because even if you think you don't need healing, I think everyone needs healing from something in life, whether it's something serious or everything serious, you need to heal from it, I guess. But I just think that people underestimate the power of being outside and how much it opens up your mind. Yeah, I think that we all need a little bit of healing, man. I just think that, like, and that's when I was doing that unity in action thing, the youth stuff. That was my point, was like, if I could just get people to take a moment to be outside, and everybody loved it. There wasn't a single individual that was like, "Ooh, I hate it here. I don't ever wanna do it again." Everybody liked it except for the guy who was running it. He never really liked to be outside, but everybody else truly loved being out there. And you can just, like, see their minds expand and just see them open up. You see them relax, let loose. The kids were having fun, and I'm just like, "Man, all it takes is just, like, a couple steps outside. And even if you don't wanna go for a walk, just go sit out there and just listen to the nothingness. And you'll think about everything that you don't know that you wanna think about, and you'll get answers for things that you didn't even know that you needed an answer to. And I think also this year, which was really wild, remember all those places that I went on my nature walks at before? I was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm done with these nature walks. I think I need to move on to another place." And I found all new places to go and kick it at and chill at. And the other day, I was like, "Well, let me go check out the one place, the Lions." That was the one place I used to always do my nature walks at, where I'd go left or I'd go right. I'm like, "Let me go check out this place because I haven't been there for a while." And the road is blocked off, and the trails are closed, and they're doing something over there, and I'm like, "That's funny." That even if I wanted to go back to the places where I once was, they're no longer available to me. And I think a lot of times in life, we try to do that with ourselves, is that we try to backtrack because something was comfortable to us, and we're like, "Oh, I know what that is. I'm familiar with this. Let me go back to that." But the universe will find its own way to stop you because you're supposed to move forward in life. You're not supposed to take steps backwards. And, reminiscing can be cool. Just don't get stuck there. And that's also a really hard pill to swallow, is that things that were comfortable to you and that you really enjoyed, after you make your move to move past that, then you try to turn around and go back to it. You realize even if that is available to you, something inside your soul is gonna realize it's not meant for you anymore. And that's really hard because I feel like that also takes a whole 'nother healing journey because that's the part of letting go that you have to learn to do. And there's so many things that I wish that I could continue to do, or people I wish I could hang out with, or things that I could, or places I could go, and I want to. I drive past them because we used to have spots, I'm like, "This is spot 1, this is spot 2," as full-grown adults. Those spots ain't the spots that they used to be. All of them have been reconstructed. But then that's also why I was talking about today, is like how people in seasons go through seasons, and you may not like one season, but maybe that ugly season was a part of building them up to become part of this beautiful season that they're in. And then so when that happens, do you give them another shot? Temporary. Those spots were just seasons temporary. Yeah. And that's hard. I thought I was mastering this letting go thing. And I was also thinking about, like, I wish there was an app that would this would probably be a violation of our personal rights, that figured out our temperament and our personalities, and kind of based on what we do or look at in our phones, we'll just be able to tell the type of person that we are and what we like and stuff. And then it can match you with people near in your area, like a dating site, but not a dating site of like-minded people, so that you can find people that are like-minded, you like you, and then you guys could hang out or do things that you guys like to do together. Because people will say a bunch of stuff, but they don't really mean that, you know? And it's really hard to find people who are on the same level as you. And it's like, "Okay, we'll go to places that you like to go and do." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's outside, away from people." Then there's probably people like me, but they're probably doing the same things that I'm doing in a different place, so how are we gonna meet each other? And if they got trust issues like I got trust issues, they're not gonna believe what people tell them on the phone anyways, or over the screens anyways, because people will tell you, yeah, that they're, "Oh, I'm just like that," or "I like all these things," but are they really? The wind totally had me distracted. It was going freaking bananas for a minute. And it's not that I really want a boyfriend, but I think that like naturally when you're a female, you want a male to be around, or a male, you want a female to be around if you're interested in that type of stuff, but not like in that type of manner. It's just like an even field. I don't know very many females around me that even like to do the things that I do. So that's why I like to kick it with dudes, because they get dirty and they're not afraid to do things. And the girls around me are like, "You probably shouldn't do that," or, "Oh my God, you're gonna get hurt." Like, yeah, probably, but are we gonna have a good time? Absolutely. So I wanna have a male friend. But I also think that like low key, that's also what's bothering me about the summertime, is that like it's cool to use your discernment and follow your intuition. And they tell you that, it might be a little lonely. It's probably going to be a little uncomfortable. And that is so damn true, because I didn't lose anything. I released a lot of extra baggage that I didn't need. And it is low key kind of lonesome. Not in a sad way, because I don't want to go backwards into it. But so I find myself out in nature a lot. What's your favorite thing to do outside? Does anybody else use healing techniques to heal themselves outside? Parks and drives. Yeah, if somebody else would freaking drive, I would be down for a drive. You were inside baking, you're in and out. Today's like my day where I don't, okay, so I still had a parent for part of the day. But today's the day where I'm like, their dad has to take up, but he had to go get a tattoo today. I almost didn't come out here because I did know it was gonna be windy. I almost didn't come out here because I knew it was gonna be windy. I actually thought it's supposed to be raining. It said it was gonna rain at 8. And I'm up north of town. I live south of town, and they have a rib fest going on right now. Look how cool that looks. I freaking love this. Isn't that pretty? I love it. That will make me I wanna what I wanna do is get just like a blanket, and I would just lay out here and just stare at the sky and hope that the black bear comes out and finds me, because I want to see a black bear. I don't think that this black bear would hurt me, but they said there's a black bear somewhere around here. And they always report these animals in the areas that I was at, and then I left. Okay, it's been like a day or something, but actually, this deer did something really insane. It just jumped up in the air and made a weird noise that I've never heard a deer make. I just had an idea. I guess, you know what? Next one, we'll probably go on a nature walk stream. I'm probably going to come back on live tomorrow and do a different live stream, just because it's super windy out here. What are you guys going to do this weekend? Today's my Sunday. I get to go back to work. I love it, but I'm over it. My 5 days straight is exhausting me. I'm not going to lie, because I still have like, I don't feel like I can get my shit together. I can't think right a lot of times when I overwork myself. My knees been screwed up from standing in a pool and squatting. You know how hard it's done with little kids. So the water's like 4.5 feet deep. So I'm literally squatting down because I'm working with itty bitty children. So I'm squatting down. Oh, it's so nice out here, you guys. I wish I had more friends to share this shit with. I mean, I'm glad that you guys are out here. But like, how come people just can't be cool? And yeah, we're going to hang. You know what, Hannah? Things are getting better. Money's coming in. I'm not, I feel like this summer is going to be one of the best summers I've ever had. And I don't think that the people around me are meant for me. And that's just bottom line it. So I need to stop forcing something that's not intended for me. And maybe if I stop trying to force some shit that, like, hey, I don't like this shit anyways. You guys at my age, they're all still going to the clubs and partying and drinking and I ain't even about that. Like, I don't like none of that stuff. I like to I like to go out and do nothing. Like, if picture this. If I met a guy and he wanted to take me out and he took me out into the middle of nowhere, that sounds creepy. Let me rephrase that. But if somebody wanted to take me on a date or to go do something that included not being in a facility and it was just outside and you made the food and we sat outside and looked into nothing, that would be perfect. I would be 100% happy and okay with that. I don't need anybody to spend $1 million on me. Actually, the more money you spend on me, the worse I'm going to feel about myself because I don't want you to spend any money on me. I want it to be authentic. I want it to be genuine. I want it to just be good time spent and nothing wasted. And I think people be like, "Oh yeah, I want a girl who's not all about the money." And then you get a girl that's not all about the money and they don't know how to tend to it. Like, romance is actually super simple because it's less than what you think it is. And I don't want to go to a fancy diner. You know why? Because they're only going to give me a little bit of food. And I didn't get thick from snacking. I want a whole damn meal. I want to take some back home for me. Matter of fact, let's go find something else and we'll make our own shit. We'll go home, make a mess, and it might taste like shit, but hey, we tried and it was a lot of fun. That's what I want. That's what I want. And I like low key, the one guy that I was dating just recently. Y'all seen a video up there, but I put it private because he doesn't deserve to be on my page. Um, he was kind of like that. Like, we did a lot of cool things, a lot of simple cool things, but he was also so lit all the damn time he kept falling asleep. And you know how lame it is when you're not and they are and they won't stop sleeping. Yeah, you didn't see it. It's set to just me. So I don't think anybody can see it. But when I leave, I don't ever come back. You don't have nobody. You found somebody who's legit. I understand all your shit. I embrace freedom. I want you to be your own individual self. I do not hover. I don't need to be with you 24/7. Whatever you feel like is what you feel like. I don't get jealous. I don't, none of that shit. And I got you looking nice, and then you try to play in my face. Cool. It's really annoying because it's my inboxes look like a whole Section 8 waiting list. And you over here trying to make me beg for your attention. I don't give a shit. My options are endless and I didn't want any of that. But anyways, and that's what blows my mind is like, yo, I got so many people, a waiting list, begging me to just let them treat me right. They're not here. And you don't need my permission for you to treat me right. You just need to treat me right. And then you got it. But if you're waiting for me to tell you what to do, then you're already losing because I don't feel like a man should wait for a woman to tell him what to do. He should just do it. That's what being a man is and leading. And if you want a woman to be submissive, then you show her that you know how to lead the way. I ain't gonna let nobody walk all over me. Yeah, just do it. But you got to take the lead. And when you take the lead, then hey, I will step back and I will soften and I will let you be the man. But if you can't, I won't. Yeah, that waiting list is closed now. I don't know. I just feel like some people are meant to be alone. Yeah, it's so pretty. Not that I'm meant to be alone, but I just feel like I'm meant to be a part of people's lives for a moment, not forever. And that's low key a little bit sad, I guess. But everything was good. Every experience with everybody that I was with was good. You know what I mean? Like, there was good that came from every relationship I was ever in. So I'm really not gonna be. I'm not upset about any of it. I think there's a lot of lessons that I needed to learn, not necessarily about everybody else, but also about me. Like, I learned a lot about myself in all of these too. For one, I realized that every guy that I have been running into for the last couple of years, it's some sort of a reflection of me. They are some sort of a reflection of me. Like, it's not just that I'm attracting shitty dudes for no reason. There is something inside of me that I need to fix or that I need to heal in order for me to not attract these type of men. So it's not that they're the only flawed ones. I'm flawed too. And so it was just I need to figure out exactly what it is that isn't healed inside of me. So I can blame them for everything of the way that I feel, but at the end of the day, it's still my responsibility for me to take care of myself and also see my own flaws or where I lack or where I'm not. You know what I mean? But I really love hanging out with my kids. I really love cuddling my kids. Like, nothing makes me feel better than just kicking it with my kids. And then when I really start thinking about it, for me to be in a relationship with somebody else, that's going to take away a lot of time that I have with my kids. I get to be unmasked 100% with my kids. And I wanted them, and that is part of why I'm here, is to be a mom and raise them. Learning yourself is very psychological. Is that what you're trying to say? But I totally get what you mean. Yeah, it is. Because it's complex as hell. You don't realize, like, a lot of times you will find a problem in somebody else and you will be thinking that everybody else is the problem, and you don't realize that part of the problem was you, or all of the problem was you. And I'm aware of the fact that it's not all of the problem is not me, but I do know that I allow certain things to continue in my life for, like, I don't speak up for myself, or I will give a little bit of what I truly want and just let the rest of it ride, you know? And then that gives people a different idea of how they feel like they can treat you or be to you or around you. And so I can't really be mad at somebody else for treating me a certain way if I didn't stand up and directly say, hey, no, I want this, or I prefer to be treated like this, or I don't care for this, and I don't want to, you know what I mean? And if you don't, then that's on you. And if I'm running into emotionally unavailable men, then that means I'm emotionally unavailable. Some people you run into just help you learn yourself better. They really do. That whole reflection thing, it was so many reflections of myself. I didn't like a lot of the things that I was seeing in, like, these two other individuals. There was things in them that I really despised and I didn't like, and I realized that that was part of the same shit I was doing. And that's why I didn't like it. Not even that they treated me anyway, but I didn't like a characteristic or a thing that they were doing. I'm like, what about me? What am I doing? Where am I doing this? Or what about me is in this that I don't like? I can't be mad at them because those are lessons I need to learn. Whatever. You ever look in the clouds and then you think, like, it's a whole nother world up there? Like, maybe these clouds are a demonstration of another happening somewhere else. Because when you really look at it, sometimes you can see a whole everything, like a whole movie scene going on. Well, we're gonna probably keep trying out different spots outside here. And you know what else? Earlier today, I was at the store and I was leaving and it started to rain and everybody was like freaking out over the rain. And I just laughed because I think it's really wild that people are like, "Oh my God, it's raining." And then they run all over and they're like so concerned about the rain getting on them. And I'm like, what are y'all afraid of? Like, your hair getting messed up, your makeup, your clothes, or what? Because, like, the rain doesn't hurt. It doesn't do anything to you. I saw something that was talking about rain is like a natural rain is the purest form of touch, healing touch from God. I think, like, when it pours rain, I'm out. Like, I bring my kids outside, everything, and I play in the rain because I feel like that is just like, it's like the earth crying for you. Oh, you know how they talk about, okay, how NASA apparently went to the ocean and then it stopped exploring the ocean because it was too much to explore, so NASA went to space. And they also said that a scientist had created some type of drone that went really far, far down into the ocean. Eventually, it came out to skies, which is like validation in the fact that we probably live in different dimensions. I was thinking about, like, when we look into the sky, how we always see like animals. And a lot of times we see sea animals like whales, or you see turtles, or you see things that you would probably see at the very bottom of an ocean. So what if when we're looking into the skies, we're actually looking into the bottom of an ocean or an implosion of an animal that was at the bottom of the ocean, and now we were just seeing the smoke from that implosion? But nobody would really validate that, right? Except for myself and my own thoughts. Anyways, I'm gonna get off of here. Thank you for watching the sunset. Hey, somebody said they're gonna take me to a rodeo. I'm all freaking for it. I want to see horses, but just to let you know, I'm gonna sniff the horses. Don't act weird about it. And if you don't like it, just pretend like you don't know me, I guess. But also, make sure you keep a leash because I wander and I will make friends with anybody. I might leave with a horse. But thank you guys for coming in here. I love you guys. Have a good night.